Do you ever refer to yourself as an aspiring actuary? If you do, that alone might be holding you back from succeeding in your actuarial journey. There are thoughts that you're having every single day, and there are actions that you're taking every single day that will determine whether or not you make it in the actuarial field. So in this video, I'm going to break down those thoughts and those actions so that you can start changing them now and eliminate them from your life completely, because doing this really may be the difference between whether you make it in the actuarial field or you don't. I'm Bria, an associate of the Society of Actuaries and leader of the Actuary Accelerator Community. So this might seem like an odd question, but have you ever pre-purchased tickets for an event? Maybe it was a sporting event, maybe a dance, maybe a vacation, maybe a helicopter ride. I just went on one of those recently. It was super fun. Some of these tickets are really expensive, like just to see my favorite NHL hockey team, which is the Leafs. Anyway, tickets to go to one of their games sometimes cost $300, $400, or $500. It is crazy. But chances are you have pre-purchased tickets for an event before, and the reason you did that was because you were sure that you were going to be able to go and that you'd have a good time. You might have done other things too leading up to the event. Maybe you made arrangements for a ride there and back. Maybe you bought new clothes. Maybe you got ready together with some friends. Maybe you spent some days packing all your stuff so that you were ready to go. You did all that because you had plans to go to this event. You probably weren't thinking about all the what ifs that could happen in the months, the weeks, the days, the hours leading up to the event that might prevent you from actually being able to attend the event. But the thing is that you might not be thinking about your actuarial career in the same way. Chances are you might be thinking that right now there's only about a 50-50% chance that you actually make it in the actuarial career. Or maybe you think there's even less than that. But because of that, you are subconsciously taking actions, or maybe not taking actions, that align with your thoughts around whether you think you'll be successful or not. Even by calling yourself an aspiring actuary indicates that you're not really sure that you're going to make it. The word aspiring basically means that you hope that it happens in the future. It's wishful thinking. And when you think of yourself in that way, it tells your unconscious mind to take actions that align with that way of thinking and to make decisions based on the fear that you might not be successful. For example, an aspiring actuary often contemplates the actuarial career for months or sometimes even years because they're just not sure if this is going to work out for them. They're held back by fear. They often try to invest the least amount of money possible into their career because they're just not sure if it's going to pay off. They're penny pinching, trying to get things for free or as cheap as possible, and even if there are other better quality options out there, they're going to go for the cheaper option because they want to stay safe. They're usually focusing on other career paths too, like master's degrees, maybe accounting or finance related exams, so that they always have a backup option in case the actuarial career doesn't work out for them. And they'll often procrastinate on their actuarial journey and feel guilty about it because they're skeptical about whether or not it will really work out for them and whether they'll be able to do it or not. You see, when you don't have the confidence that the actuarial career is really going to work out for you, you subconsciously make these decisions based around fear of it not working out. You make decisions that are aligned around that belief that you have in yourself. And that itself makes your actuarial journey longer, it makes it more difficult, it makes it more stressful, and for many people, this alone prevents them from even achieving their actuarial goals in the first place. For example, when you bought the tickets for that event that we talked about earlier, you probably didn't sit around and ponder whether you should order those tickets for months or years. You probably just looked at your schedule, seen if you were available, and then you went and purchased them. And maybe you even cleared space in your schedule for that event. You probably knew it was going to be fun and that you'd have a good time and that you were going to be able to make it, so maybe you invested in the higher priced option. Maybe you brought extra money for food and drinks and extras that are going to make the experience even better. You probably didn't waste any time thinking about what you were going to do instead if you didn't make it to this event. So you see, when you have confidence that something is going to actually happen, like the fact that you are going to be able to attend that event, the actions that you take align with the fact that you believe fully that you are going to go to that event. But when you don't apply that same type of thinking to your actuarial career, you're making different choices that are based around the fear that you have that it might not work out. So now I propose to you that instead of calling yourself an aspiring actuary, you call yourself a future actuary. You see, this doesn't have any indication of hope or wishful thinking. It's basically saying that in the future, I'm going to be an actuary. It's telling you and your unconscious mind and everyone around you that you are fully confident that you're going to be an actuary in the future. And you should be. A future actuary acts so much differently than an aspiring actuary. A future actuary acts like you acted when you purchased tickets for that event. So I know that you are capable of acting this way too, because you've done it in the past. So here's what a future actuary would do. A future actuary will learn about the actuarial career, and if they decide it's a good fit for them, then they will go all in and they'll do whatever it takes to achieve their goal. They're willing to invest in themselves to achieve this goal as quickly as possible because they know that they're going to get a return on their investment. If they have to invest $1,000 now in order to get $40, $50, or $60,000 in their first year working as an actuary, they're going to make that trade any day because they have confidence that it's going to happen, and $1,000 investment is definitely worth it. They also know that making that investment is going to get them to their actuarial dream job sooner, and then that means they can start experiencing the benefits of the actuarial career sooner than if they were to do it by themselves. Future actuaries focus all their time and energy on only the actuarial career path. They don't try to figure out what's their backup plan going to be and how can they prepare to be good for the backup option in case the actuarial option doesn't work out. That's not the kind of mentality they have. They just know that the actuarial career is going to work out. They don't get held back by procrastination because they're excited about the opportunity that is ahead of them, and they know they just got to get some things done and that they will be able to get into that actuarial role and eventually become a credentialed actuary. They're excited about this opportunity and just want to move closer to that goal every single day. They problem solve when they run into problems that might prevent them from reaching this goal that they have. They'll do whatever it takes. You see, there's a big difference between someone that is an aspiring actuary and someone that is a future actuary. And going forward on this channel, I'm going to make sure that I make the distinction because in the past, I haven't done a very good job of doing that. I know there are tons of you out there that are confident. You're probably working hard right now, working on becoming a top actuarial candidate. Maybe you're already in the Actuary Accelerator community, taking actions every single day towards your actuarial career because you know that it's going to work out if you follow the steps and you do what you need to, and it's just one step after the other, and eventually all those steps that you've taken, if you just keep on going and going and going, you know that eventually you will achieve the goal that you're after. So going forward, since I am extremely confident that you can and will be an actuary in the future, I'm going to be referring to you as future actuaries, and you definitely should too. So how do you start taking action on this? You might be wondering. Well, the good news is that it's actually pretty easy. You've just got to start making decisions about your actuarial career from a different mindset. So imagine this for a second. Imagine I am a time traveler and I've been years into the future. I've been 10 years into the future, and now I've come back and I'm telling you that in the future, you are a wildly successful actuary. You have made it in the actuarial career. You've passed all your actuarial exams. You are a manager. You're loving your job. You get to use math every day. You're challenged. You are providing for your family, all that good stuff. It's all happening for you in the future. So if you know that about your future, what changes are you going to make in your life today? What decisions are you going to make differently? Are you going to maybe turn off the TV so you can spend a bit more time studying to make sure that you actually pass your exam? Are you going to figure out how you can manage to afford the resources that are going to help you achieve this goal as quickly as possible? That's the exact mindset you need to use as a future actuary. You need to assume that you are going to be successful in the future and make your decisions based on that mentality, because you will be a top actuarial candidate if you put your mind to it. You will get an actuarial job if you put your mind to it. You will be successful and become a fully qualified actuary if you put your mind to it. But first, it all comes down to you thinking like a future actuary. So now I challenge you to start this new future actuary stage of your life by commenting down below in the comments, "I am a future actuary." Put it all in caps if you're super serious about it. Or if you don't want to write a comment, just make sure to give this video a thumbs up so that I know that you are committing to being a future actuary, acting like a future actuary, and making decisions like a future actuary. That is all for today's video. I will see you next week. Bye for now.